4 people, including a 15-year-old girl, were shot during a high school football match in Oklahoma Friday night. High school footballers and fans in the stand fled for their lives after a shooter opened fire during Choctaw High School's match against Dell City. Shots were heard at around 10:15 p.m. with less than 5 minutes left in the third quarter. One of the victims was taken to hospital where they were treated for a wounded thigh. They've since been released. We're not told the condition of the other 3 that we're told suffered gunshot wounds. Frightening footage of people desperately running from Bill Jensen Field has emerged as others laid low to the ground to avoid the spray of bullets. The shooter has not yet been arrested. Police believe they fled the scene. Yeah, they would have fled the scene. We're told that one of those injured is a 15-year-old girl. We're told that another that was shot was a student. So we're told that there was an off-duty officer that was working as a security guard at the stadium. I'm not sure if it is a stadium, certainly at the field, Bill Jensen Field. And that off-duty officer fired his weapon, presumably towards the shooter. We don't know if he struck the shooter. We don't know if the off-duty officer struck anybody else. We're told that he fired his weapon. Not sure if I 100% approve of that. We don't know the full details, but presumably the shooter was within a crowded area, so shooting towards a crowded area isn't always the best thing to do. One witness described the state of panic at the event when the gunshots went off and said it was a very scary situation. Yeah, I mean, we've seen images of stampedes. Stampedes are extremely dangerous. Seemingly, a high proportion of humans, not everyone, but a high proportion of humans, when we see those around us being fearful, panicking, running, we figure, oh shit, they must be running for a reason. There must be impending danger. I don't know what that danger is, but these guys seem to know, and they're deciding to run. I'll assume that they're doing the right thing and I'll run too. And then you've got hordes of people running in all kinds of different directions. People trip over and they get trampled on. Stampedes can be extremely dangerous for all concerned. Thankfully, in this case, we're not told that that is the case. We're told that 4 people have been shot. We're not told of any injuries due to the ensuing stampede. We're told that there was less than 5 minutes left in the third quarter before the shooting happened, at which point the game was stopped. On video, we can see players and fans fleeing the scene. Everyone's scared, naturally. No one wants to get shot. No one wants to be killed. So they all want to get the F out of there. We're told that the football match was the first game of the season for both teams. So why did this shooting occur? We got no idea. The suspect has not yet been apprehended, certainly at the point of publication of this article. The suspect fled the scene. We're not provided with a description of the suspect. Does that indicate that the police don't know who the suspect is? I would think that they do know. Everywhere has CCTV footage. I don't know anything about this particular field or stadium, whatever it's called. But come on, we're in the year 2023. Everywhere has security cameras. CCTV. This is a sporting event. People are going to be videoing it on their mobile phones. There's perhaps professional broadcasters involved in some capacity or other. The schools involved videoing the players. There's going to be hundreds of cameras on the scene. Surely some of those cameras caught multiple glimpses of the suspected shooter. Surely the police must have at least some indication as to who the shooter is. I keep saying that I've had this true crime channel for around 2 years. I've come across a number of articles somewhat similar in that, in my estimation, and I could be wrong, the police have information that they choose not to release, and it does annoy me, frankly. If I'm wrong, then I'm wrong, but my take on it is the police would have at least some images of the suspect. Now, the images might not be the highest quality. The suspect may not actually be the perpetrator. They may have the wrong details, but either way, it makes sense to me, in a bid to try to capture the perpetrator in a swift manner, in a bid to engage the local community, those that were present at the football game in question. It seems to me that if the police release the information that they have, whatever imagery they have, and I would be very confident that they have at least some, then that's the best way to capture the perpetrator. But for some reason, the police choose not to do that. I'm sure they have their reasonings. They don't want to create a lynch mob. They don't want to provoke vigilantes to go out there and try to seek justice themselves, perhaps against the wrong suspect. I guess those are the reasons. But I'm not fully satisfied by them. I do feel that if the police have suspects in mind, due to the evidence that they have, imagery or whatever it happens to be, they should release that to the public so that the public can assist. Otherwise, you run the risk of enabling some lunatic to rock up to a football match and start shooting people for God knows what reason, because he wasn't happy with the way the game was going. Perhaps he had made a bet and he was losing the bet, so he started shooting. Perhaps he ordered a beer, he was given a Bud Light, he wasn't happy with that. Whatever it happens to be, it would not be a good reason as to why you would start shooting. I've gone on a bit of a ramble there, but I just hope that the police do capture this guy. I think another aspect to this which needs some level of consideration, some level of investigation. My assumption is that the off-duty police officer was shooting towards the suspect, the shooter, but this was at a football match. I'm guessing, I could be wrong, but I'm guessing that the shooter was in the crowd, in the bleachers, and if so, there would have been other people around him. So should the off-duty officer have fired towards the suspect, presumably from a distance? I don't know, we don't know the full details there, but that seems a little bit sketchy to me. It seems like there could have been a high risk of an innocent party being shot by the off-duty officer, but perhaps I've got that wrong. Either way, those are all the comments that I have to make at this point, of course. Let's hope and pray that the 4 people that were shot do make full recoveries. We're not really given a great deal of information in regards to the injuries sustained. My interpretation is that thankfully nobody was seriously hurt. That's my take on it, and I could have that wrong. Either way, let's hope and pray that the injured do make full recoveries, and let's hope that the investigation does lead to the apprehension of this scumbag shooter. I'll wrap things up at this point. If you guys appreciate the coverage, please do like, comment, subscribe, share the video as you see fit, and take care.